Second week of live stream, and in this live stream we are going to see React state management with context and custom hooks. So this is actually a really interesting project, and many people are actually asking me how to the alternate ways for managing state apart from using Redux. So Redux is a really good tool for managing states, but however, when you are working with projects on the very small scale, like you are doing some POCs or you are doing some fun examples, Redux actually becomes much more complex for such projects. So in that scenario, you might actually want some simpler approaches to manage state. And luckily, React has an inbuilt way to manage this live state, and that is basically called context. So let me show you what context actually is and how React has documented it. So this is from React documentation. You can see context provides a way to pass data through the component tree without having to pass props down manually at every level. So if you have worked with React, you know that we basically store data in states. We store data in the state hooks, and we pass data to the children component as props, which means you can only pass data from state parent component to child component. That's in the immediate next level. If you have like 5 different nested childs, passing data through every single children becomes really complicated. So that's a complexity we like to avoid, and that's where Redux actually comes in. It actually lets you define a global state and let any component read data from that global state. And context does the same thing. And there are a few things you should keep in mind when we are going to use context for state management. So they have given a nice paragraph on when to use context. So it says context is trying to share data that can be considered global for a React tree of components. So one such example that they have given here is a dark mode option. So we have a toolbar which has a theme for dark, and it will change to light, and based on the dark mode selection we basically need to change the button's color. So you can see the toolbar has a nested child component called themed button. So what's happening here is the prop that is sent to toolbar is again sent to the child component manually through 3 different levels. So this is passing props normally. Now by creating a context, so they have created a react.context, and using that context they are basically sending the prop down only to the app component. And you can see toolbar to themed button, it's not sending any props. Previously the toolbar to themed button was sending the theme prop manually. Here it's not sending any prop. And in the button prop we are using static method to get the theme context, and using the theme context we are actually rendering the button with the required color. So this is cool. This is traditional state components. This is where the documentation was written. However, ever since hooks came in, this syntax has become much more simpler, really simpler to work with. So in today's live stream, we are actually going to use hooks with context. So we'll start by creating a dark mode context. So by following the example provided from React documentation, we'll start with creating a theme context. And after creating the theme context, we'll apply dark mode to different parts of our UI elements. So in our case, it's just this dark mode example and text. We'll change the background color and the content color alternatively between dark mode and light modes. Let's also see this kind of context-based state management is widely used in other React libraries also. For example, if you take React Router, you basically get this use history, use location, and use params. So these kind of hooks which will let you do routing efficiently. So this kind of custom hooks also follow a similar pattern. So if you have worked with React Router, you will find this pattern really similar to how React Routers use history and location props work. So let's get started with our example. So this is my React component. So I have an app component, and I also have an index component which renders the app component. So in my src directory, I'll start by creating a store folder. So in this store, we are actually going to create our theme provider component. So in this theme provider component, we are actually going to create a theme provider. So in terms of context, whenever we store some value in any React component, that component becomes a provider. From that provider, the data can be passed through all the child components via the context. So let me create that theme provider. So to start with that, I need to import a few statements from a few modules from React. Create context for creating the context. Then let me create a theme. I'll set its value to light by default. Then I'll create the theme context. So basically I have a variable theme which is going to contain the theme mode. It's going to be either dark or light. So I am creating a context. I'll set the value to theme. Cool. And I'll also export this context. I'll be using it in another module, so I am exporting it. Now this context actually has a property called provider. So this provider is what going to pass the values to multiple levels inside the React DOM tree. Then with this provider, I can actually create my theme provider. So any React providers basically accept a children argument. Basically, we are going to use this component to wrap the rest of the DOM tree. Hence, its required prop is children, and it will simply render the children inside the provider. Let me also export this. So I have exported the theme provider, and the way we are going to use it, we'll go to index.js and I'll add the theme provider to my app component. And I am also missing an import statement. Yes, I have added the import statement. Hope it should work. What else do we got? Yeah, I forgot to import React. Great. Now it's rendering the component. Nothing has changed except let me open this in a new tab and inspect the component with React DevTools. Now with React DevTools, you can see our app component is now wrapped inside a provider. So this provider is going to pass the values to the children component. So to do that, we basically need to create our values first. And for creating values, I am basically going to create a state hook that contains our theme mode. So the mode is basically either dark or light. So I'll say mode and set mode for our state hook. This is normal state hook. Then I'll create a method toggle mode. So idea behind this toggle mode is whenever you call this, it will toggle the modes between light and dark. I'll say set mode, and if mode is equal to light, it will set the value to dark. Otherwise, it's going to set the value back to light. So this will basically toggle the modes between light and dark. And for the provider, we have to provide the values, and the values are basically, I am going to pass the mode to my children component. So the children components will know if it's light or dark mode, and I'll pass the toggle mode method along with it. Great. So this way our components now has a way to read the mode that is present in the provider, and they also have a method with which they can change the mode. So this provider, now I'll go back and inspect in React DevTools. You can see I have theme provider. Inside that I have context.provider that has two values, mode which is light and toggle mode which is a function. I can call this function and it will change the mode to light and dark. Now how are we actually going to use this value within our children components? Now to do that, we basically need to create a hook. So I'll create a new directory here. I'll call this hooks directory, and inside that I'll say use theme provider hook. So this is a custom hook which we are going to use to get the theme values. So this is really simple. So I'll create a method here, use theme provider, and it's going to return use context. So use context is a hook that's part of React module itself, and to this hook we have to supply which context this theme provider should access. So this context is basically the theme context which we previously created. So it's going to have theme context, and let me export use theme provider. It's export default use theme provider. Great, I have exported the theme provider. Now let me go back to my app component. So right now our entire app component is wrapped inside the theme provider. If we didn't wrap the app component within the theme provider, the app will not know where to get the values from. So it's essential that you wrap your topmost component with the provider. And I'll also try and refresh just to ensure everything is working fine. Cool, everything is working fine. Now inside my app component, I can immediately get the values from the use theme provider hook I just created. So use theme provider is returning the context, theme context, and from the theme context I can easily get the values that I have provided here. So the values I have provided are mode and toggle mode, and I can just get these two values out and paste it in my app component. Cool. Now let me print the values in my console, console.log mode and toggle mode, just to verify that the values are here. So let me check the console, and yeah, let me do a refresh once. So I got the mode light, and I also got the toggle mode method. So when I call toggle mode, the light will change to dark. Now this is where things get interesting. Let's create our dark mode components. So inside src directory, I'll create a new directory called components. And inside that component directory, let me create a new file. I'll call this toggle button. So in this toggle button, I am actually going to call the toggle method. So let me import React. Let me export the toggle button, and it's going to return a simple button component. And in this button component, I am actually going to use, I already added the statement in app.js. Let me take that here. Yes, add the missing import statement. Great. Now I can specify the mode, and when someone clicks on this button, on click, I'll call toggle mode. Now back to my app, I can directly add toggle button here. Remember, I don't have to pass any props to toggle button because toggle button automatically gets its values from the theme provider. So the toggle button is here. I can remove this class also. Great. Now going back, I have a button here that says light. When I click on it, it changes to dark. Basically this button toggles between light and dark mode. And I think I can make the text a little bigger for that button. So inside that button, I'll write an h2 tag. Cool. That should make the button much more bigger. Yes. Now we can see it's toggling between light and dark. Now based on this light and dark state, I'm just going to change the theme for my content. So to do that, let me create a constants, colors directory. I'll create a file called colors.js. Oops. Now in this colors, either it's going to be dark or it's going to be light. And for dark, the background color will be black, and the content color will be white. Basically, when you change to dark mode, the entire background turns dark. And for the light mode, the background color is going to be opposite. It's going to be white, and the content color is going to be black. So the goal is, based on the mode that we have selected, I'm actually going to change the colors of my components. I'm going to change the colors to dark and then light. So let's see how this one goes. Going back to my app component, I have two text here. I'll move these two text inside their own content.js component. So this is my content component. Let me get the values from app. Got my values, and the same logic I can get the theme provider from use theme provider hook. Then I actually don't need the toggle mode here, I only need this mode, and based on the mode I can actually change the color. So I'll create a style property here and I'll say color is going to be colors. We created this constant colors, and this color is going to have dark or light as its property. So I'll just say mode. Based on the mode, it's going to select, since they are content, I will say content color. Now I'll apply this content color to the second element also. Now this has created our content. Let me add the content section to app. Now going back, we should be able to see the text with black color. Now if I change it to dark, the text color has changed to white. Basically text is still there, it's changed to white. And now based on the state, we also need to toggle the background for this dark mode to work completely. So finally I'll add this use theme provider to my app component also. Now in my div, I'll add a style here. It's going to be background color, and I'll get the values from colors constant, colors mode dot background color. Great. This should finish our app. Let me do a simple refresh. Now when I click on light, it changes to dark mode, and when I click on dark, it's actually changing to light mode. So we basically implemented dark modes and light modes based on React context, and this is how many of the websites actually implement their dark mode. For example, Dan Abramov's Overreacted blog. So in this blog, there is a nice implementation of dark mode. So when you click on that, it will change to light mode, and then if you toggle it again, it will change to dark. So this implementation also uses a way of passing data through the context. Now this type of context implementation is used in many libraries. So this is again another library, MobX React, where they recently introduced context based hooks. So we have use local store and use observer. Using these hooks, we are able to maintain the application state in a much more graceful way than the previously available decorators. So this kind of context and hooks based state management is really powerful, and it can be used for applying dark modes or more number of commonly globally managed states. But however, there is one small keyword that you should know before using this. So the issue with this kind of state management is that it's not as efficient as Redux. So the idea behind Redux is, whenever we make some changes to our global state object, only the component that depends on a specific state actually re-renders. However, when we are using context, it basically re-renders all the components whether or not their state is changed or not. So that is something that was actually under discussion for a while in React repository. So Dan Abramov actually gave some interesting suggestions on how to avoid that. So instead of you passing use context directly in all the component, we can use it in one parent component, and if there is an expensive tree that causes delay when it's re-rendering, we can pass the theme to that component as a prop. So this will actually kick in React's inbuilt rendering optimization to avoid unnecessary renders. Or the second option, we can use memo to actually memoize the states, and this will also prevent re-renders. Likewise, we can also use the use memo hook. That's similar to memo, except the entire memo will be present inside our React component. So when you are using context-based state management, go through this issue. I'll share this issue along with the YouTube link, along with the YouTube video. After that, I'll also like to say a few things. So I'm planning to do this kind of live stream every Saturday at 6 p.m. And once the live stream is done, I'll also upload this video to YouTube so that you can watch it afterwards. So I'll also share the link to the YouTube video in my Twitter account. So for future updates, give a follow to my Twitter account at twitter.com/Danny_Akash_. That's my Twitter handle. I'll be making all the announcements right here. You can come and give me a follow. And thanks for tuning in. This is Danny signing off. See you on the next live stream. Bye.